Hello and welcome to the Reetin Entertainment Podcast, episode 418 for September 24th, 2023. My name is Nathan Reetin-Spruth. Joining me this week, we have Andrew Roa McFain.
Yep, I'm here and I haven't showered in days.
You fixing that podcast?
I'm trying to. Also, my water heater's broken.
Oh no, that's not good.
No.
What's the estimate? Are you going to have to replace it fully or get somebody to fix it?
He gave me one more thing to try, and if that doesn't work, then we're just going to have to replace the whole thing.
Are you looking into getting just like a straight replacement, or are you going to try to get like a hybrid water heater or an electric
The fuck is
water?
a hybrid?
They have like weird, it's like a mixture between a normal water heater and an electric water heater that uses a lot less electricity.
Ooh, I think I know what you're talking about. You're talking about that thing where it detects whenever you're asking for hot water, and then it kicks in and it like heats the water as it's flowing through the pipe, so you don't actually have like this big reservoir at all times.
No,
Oh.
like that's just an electric water heater. I believe that's what that is. A hybrid is like a mixture of the two, and it
I
uses.
thought an electric water heater was like it's just a normal big reservoir tank water heater, but it heats the water with like like an electric kettle.
You can do that, but that's generally just a normal water heater, is what I would call that. There's different types, but basically the one I'm thinking of for electric is what you're saying, where it's you turn it on and it starts delivering the hot water as you request it, not keeping a giant battery in your closet, basically. Yeah, there's different types you can take a look at. Connor, we also have Connor here.
Yep, I'm here. I don't have any fun stories about water heaters or anything. I'm here.
Oh, good. And I, of course, I'm your host, Nathan.
These are only like $500 too.
What are you looking at? The
tankless electric water heaters.
You will probably have to do some modification to your house to get those working, but I'm not sure exactly what.
It just looks like you have to reroute some water pipes.
Yeah.
But I mean, considering he quoted us at like $1,500 just for the new water heater.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And $2,500 to have it installed and everything.
Oh, Jesus.
Like all together, $2,500-ish. He's just ballparking.
Yeah.
We could get like 2 of these.
And honestly, you could probably do it yourself.
Fuck that shit. I ain't doing pipes. I ain't doing water pipes ever again.
Oh, okay.
I already did it once, and I flooded a closet.
Oh, so you're not looking forward to that. Okay, gotcha.
No, not doing it ever again.
And if you can tell a little bit, my voice is a little raspy. I went to Vegas last weekend, and I think on the flight to Vegas, I got COVID.
Called it.
Because like on Saturday, so I left on Thursday. On Saturday, I got like a headache and I vomited. But I didn't feel like I didn't have a cough, anything like that. It was just really bad headache, vomiting, and I was super tired. And then I tested on Monday. I did not come back positive. I came back negative. But then I tested a couple days later and I ended up testing positive for COVID. So I was like, But thankfully I should be not contagious now, hopefully. Anyway, so I'm not going to get you too sick online.
It's okay. My antivirus is up to date.
Oh, good.
I don't use antivirus, so I'm probably boned.
Oh, no. That's why your website went down.
Yep.
That's what happened.
because I don't
Anyway,
believe in vaccines.
where can we find you guys? Well, theoretically,
Kill
by
me.
the time you listen to the podcast, probably a Roa website, but it's down right now. So he's working
Yeah,
on fixing that.
yeah, we're gonna get it fixed.
And you can find me, Nathan Reed's Truth, everywhere. Reetin, the big one is uh, usually I would say Twitch, but I'm not going to be streaming for a month. An entire month of no streams. Because this week I'm gone. Monday through Friday, I'm going to be gone doing work. The following week, Monday through Wednesday, I'm going to be gone doing work. And then that next day, the Thursday, October 5th, I'm leaving to go to Japan. So I'll be gone. So we'll have this podcast, and that's about it. That's going up. We also have one other thing that'll be going up. What's that, Connor?
Oh, that's gonna be. I'm not positive it's gonna be up. It's not like a weekly release or anything. But there's a good chance there will be an episode of Bug City Blues, a Shadowrun 6 World Edition actual play podcast being up. We're getting like recognized. People are listening. It's exciting. Things are happening.
People are
It's kind of
listening.
fucking nuts.
People keep joining my Discord, and they're like, I listened to the podcast, and I'm like, oh really? And they're like, not that one. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
every fucking time.
but I spend a lot of time of it, and apparently people like it. I think
That's
you'd
good.
like it too. Check it out.
Good.
Single listener.
Yeah, so go to Roa.website and you'll be able to find the links for that, or you can just go look. What is it? Look up Bug City Blues on Spotify.
Wherever fine podcasts are found, which is to say exclusively Spotify, Amazon, and
iTunes.
Apple, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you able to get it working on Google?
No.
No, I don't
Just-
think Google's live anymore.
So here's my suggestion. I don't know if this is just a thing for like accounts that have been around for a while, but if you like try to hit upload from within YouTube Studio, there is a podcast button. Like you can just upload a podcast from YouTube Studio. I would suggest just uploading, like making a YouTube channel dedicated to whatever and uploading it directly to that.
See, but
Because their
You still have
syndication
to-
thing just doesn't work.
I thought you still had to like make those videos.
I'm saying, all I'm saying is that there's a dedicated podcast button to upload to. Like here, I'll open YouTube.
I
Studio right now.
because I have something set up where it has like a little thing that says podcast on it, but I still have to upload videos.
You
I can't-
have a tab that says podcast, but I'm saying, like in YouTube Studio specifically, there's you hit the create button and it says upload videos, go live, create post, new playlist, and then new podcast. I hit new podcast, and then I do create new podcast, blah, 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 add existing content or upload new. So, the fuck does this mean?
Yeah, see it.
Add your podcast to YouTube Music.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll figure it out. I thought it was different, but we'll cover that in
The
just a
RSS
bit.
feed is fine.
And it works in YouTube Studio.
I don't know about YouTube Studio. I'm just saying that like it seems like with the way that Google's podcast thing is set up, like at least for Reetin Entertainment, it ain't gonna fucking work.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why, but it's not linking correctly. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. We're gonna move on. I'm gonna ask Connor what games he's played while Roa tries to fix his website.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep fucking with it.
I haven't played that many games. I have started to re-download Cyberpunk in anticipation of the 2.0 / Phantom Liberty DLC that's coming out. I haven't like started a new file yet. I've mostly just been dicking around with my old one, seeing what's changed. And boy, this feels like where the game should have been at release, which is good.
That's
I
good.
don't really think I've played any other games of that. Like, I think I played a round of Space Station 13. I played a couple of rounds of Battlefield. I've been doing a whole lot of painting and crafting, in the sense that I'm building a whole bunch of terrain for my D&D games. I sat down over the last couple of days and finished approximately a third of the entire project, just like in one heavy metal field sitting. That was good. It feels good to be productive.
That's good. I'm happy you were productive. I'm going to talk about what games I played, and then we'll move on to Aroa because, he's working. He's busy right now. The game I played, I've only played Starfield. I've just been, I have a raspy voice, and while I don't do it often, when I didn't want to play WrestleQuest because I would have been tempted to try to do a Macho Man voice and then just blew out my, voice box there. So I played some Starfield, and it's okay. I think if this game would have came out before Baldur's Gate 3, I would have been like, oh yeah, it was really good. But Baldur's Gate 3 has kind of blinded me on what a good game is now. And I don't know. It's very open, open world Starfield is. To the point where like a lot of the planets are barren with like just like a few landmarks here and there. And
That's something I was really worried about with the game, and it seems like unfortunately that like there's still plenty of exciting stuff to explore, just not enough.
I do like stealing starships. That's pretty awesome. I enjoy that. Oh, you were there. You can like if you're on a planet, sometimes another ship will land and you can either go up and sometimes they'll be hostile, most of the time they'll be hostile, sometimes they'll be friendlies. But if you are able to take out the guys outside of the starship, you can then like go in there and steal it from them, which is pretty great. However, if you kill all of the people outside and you don't board the starship fast enough, they'll close it up and go off into space. And sometimes that ends up with you in their cargo bay. And then you glitch out and fall to the ground and hopefully not die.
That was so goddamn funny. You were like pulling your thruster as hard as you could, like trying not to just slow your descent so you don't become a smear on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know how fall damage works in that game, but I assume you do take it.
There is some fall damage. I haven't, because I always have a boost pack, so I don't really have to worry about that, which is a trait that you have to take. So you can get boost packs, but you have to have at least 1 point in like boost pack training to be able to actually use it,
And
which
then you
kind of
can use
sucks.
the boost to get through.
Yeah. So in order to press that button that they give you, you have to be trained on how to do it, which is silly. Anyway, that's all I played this week. Other than that, like I got sick last weekend. When I got back on Sunday from Vegas, I went to sleep at 5 p.m. and woke up at 6:30 a.m. the next day. So I slept for a while. I was just out. I knew there was something. I thought it was actually at first just something that I ate because I had some I wasn't feeling great, and then I had some Mexican food, and that put me over the edge to where I vomited. And so I was like, oh, maybe I just got like food poisoning or something. But turns out it was COVID. So close enough. Anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to talk to Aroa. What games have you played this week?
I've been playing almost nothing but Voices of the Void.
Hell
Which,
yeah.
if you've heard of Signal Simulator, it's just that but made by somebody else and like better in every conceivable way, pretty much.
Did you beat Baldur's Gate 3 then?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just I watch like VODs of streams and stuff while I play other games. And I was watching Joel from Vinesauce play Voices of the Void while I was playing Baldur's Gate, and I was like, man, this game looks really fucking cool. And so then I started playing that instead. And so I've just kind of been on that all week. It's it is amazing how like these huge bigger budget horror games cannot do very much to me. But like this game made me scared because I slipped on a banana peel.
Oh,
Like I was already like really on edge, and I I was running into my little base. And I slipped on a banana peel and I wasn't expecting it, and like just the suddenness of it terrified me. And I jumped out of my chair a little bit.
Are banana peels actually slippery though?
Um, not anywhere near to the degree that they are in cartoons, but
Oh, okay.
uh, it even like makes a little swoop sound whenever you slip on the banana peel because the game is made by a hardcore memer.
Oh, that's good.
But it also has like several genuinely unnerving elements to it that like it does such a great job of overall being rather mundane because it's very much a just a simulator game where your job is to essentially be like a SETI researcher. So you're just sitting there like making the satellite scan for shit. You drive out to each satellite sometimes and have to repair them, and you go back and you go back to looking at static. But then like every once in a while something weird happens. Uh in fact, something really fucking weird happened yesterday. And the game's just not going to explain it. I know it's not. It just it happened, and it was one of the freakiest things I've seen in a video game like ever. Uh, and yeah, so
Uh, are
it
you gonna explain what happened?
Nah, it's too
um,
traumatizing.
Oh,
I mean, I guess I can.
okay.
Um, so like I woke up at like 5 a.m. in the game,
I was
and
like, at 5 a.m. Are you okay, Roa?
oh, I was up until 5 a.m. this morning. So,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's just, but like my character woke up, and then sirens started going off, and it was like this has never happened before. Didn't know that there even were sirens that could go off, and I was like, huh. I wonder what that means. I should go outside and see what's going on. And as I open the like the doors are locked with like keypads. So as I put in the keypad thing and open the door, I notice that it's really fucking bright outside. Like really, really like blown out bright. And I'm like, huh, that's weird. And then I walk outside and I'm immediately like melting. And I'm like, oh, okay, I should go back inside now. And so I'm sitting inside, and I walk past a window, and that starts melting me. And I'm like, all right, there's something wrong with the sun, I guess. So I go out into the main room where like normally you're looking at signals and shit, and I just wait because I can't go outside, so I can't do any maintenance outside. So I'm just gonna keep doing my work, and eventually I realized that like the shadows and stuff like they're moving with the time, so it's the sun. Like the sun is way brighter than it should be, to the point that it's like it's just immediately immolating me whenever I get into the light. And it finally comes around, and in that main area there's this giant window that you can look out of. And I'm like, what the fuck is going to happen whenever it gets out there? And it does, but it's fine. I guess because it is a tinted window, so I guess it can't like hurt me. And uh, it's just the sun is just a big black square. It's like the game is censoring what I'm actually looking at, and my character can't look away from it. Like if I move the mouse away, the character forcefully turns its head back towards the sun and just stares at it.
That's fucking cool.
Like it's one of the most just horrifying things that they've ever seen, and it's incomprehensibly terrible to the point that the game can't actually show me what it is. And then the sun sets and everything's fine, and then I get an achievement called Bad Sun,
Interesting.
and
Was
then
it
I
a
can go out.
nightmare?
No, it all was real, because then I went out and did the normal stuff, like maintenance stuff, and like I didn't get an email, because you get emails from like your superiors telling you what to do every day. Nothing is going to explain what the fuck happened. Like, it's just that was a thing that happened. Deal with it.
So you got the achievement. Did it tell you anything about it in the achievement, like where it
The achievement
says?
just said hide from the bad sun rays.
Oh, okay.
So it honestly, like, I thought until I saw that it was the sun, I thought that like a nuke had gone off because it was like that really blown out, overexposed color look outside. Like it
Interesting.
was really freaky, and just the fact that like there's no precedent for any of this, and it's just like in reality that's how confused you would be with something like that happening. Like, it's just all is executed so well, and that this was like the 10th day into the game, like in game time. Like, that was 10 days in, and this was the first time that something actually fucked up happened. Like, before that, it was all just like, oh, I thought I heard something, or I thought I saw something, but it was probably just shadows and shit. Like, it it's so fucking well done, and the fact that it's a free game is on itch is amazing.
Well, that's good. You can get the game for free on itch.io.
Yeah, their website works.
Yeah. Yeah, their website's up like all the time. Not like what, 12% of the time, something like that?
I would say 80% of the time we're okay.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with the hosting cuz well, the tunnel service that you have, but hopefully it gets fixed. Go away, cat. I love you. Go away. Okay. Um we're going to move on. We're going to talk about some news stories. Update from last week. I wasn't here, but I did listen to the podcast.
Did you though?
I did. I listened to all of it on my drive to and fro work. And apparently Unity has they backed up a little bit on what they were going to do with what you were talking about, the runtime fees that they had, which I thought was weird. Like, I understand like charging a fee for like using Unity, but you were saying that it was every time somebody installed the game, they would be charged like a what percentage or a small
It was
nominal fee?
20 cents.
20 cents every time the game was installed,
Yep.
which is a lot of money because
That's gonna
especially
add
if
up.
like you stop selling the game after 5 years, or the game isn't selling very well after 5 years, you're still paying that much money even if people are just reinstalling it on a different computer. That's not cool.
Yeah,
Um
or if they're like malicious actors who are going to install the game over and over again just to run you out of business.
yeah. So Unity, this is according to Engadget, they announced significant concessions in its new game developer pricing on Friday. After rolling out the widely scorned changes 10 days ago, including a per install fee many developers said could upend the entire business, the company rolled out a walkback today that softened some of the policy's sharper edges. Most notably, users on the Unity Personal Plan will no longer be subject to the Unity runtime fee. This broadly disdained charge would have forced smaller developers to pay every time their game was installed, including reinstallations from the same user. Under the revised policy, Unity Personal users can earn up to $200,000 without changing plans, up from the $100,000 initially. In addition, the company is waiving the requirement to include the Made with Unity splash screen. Really? That I don't care about that one.
they they're trying to do whatever they fucking can to get people to go, "Oh wow, they're actually going to do things because we asked."
Like, I
And
completely understand. Like, if I were to make a Reetin development kit, right, that people are using to make video games, I would probably just be like, yeah, if you make your game with my engine, then make it like Made with Reetin splash screen. Like that's completely okay with me. That's one thing I don't really care about. But Whatever. It says, meanwhile, developers on the Unity Pro and Enterprise plans won't have to worry about the Unity runtime fee until they upgrade to the next LTS long-term support version of the engine, shipping in 2024. Any current games or projects in development based on the versions of Unity older than that won't be charged a fee. That was, I think, the biggest one for me was it was going to retroactively affect developers, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's not cool because that's not something you signed up for.
Yeah, no, that'd be really fucking stupid and apparently illegal in the EU. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
Probably should be illegal. It's pretty scummy.
Yes, it is. It also only applies to those who switch to the upcoming version. It says we will make sure that you can stay on the terms applicable to the version of Unity editor you are using as long as you keep using that version. So I think that's probably, again, an EU thing. Like, I don't know what the current version of Unity is, but as long as you stay on this version and don't update next year, then you should be good and not have to get that runtime fee. It says devs on Unity Pro or Enterprise plans who qualify for the Unity runtime fee will pay either a 2.5% cut of their revenue or a calculated amount based on the number of new people engaging with your game each month. Fee summary webpage clarifies those as initial engagements, which sounds like it voids the previous method that would have charged developers twice if the same person uninstalled and reinstalled their game to download it on a new device. In addition, Unity clarified that developers will self-report the numbers determine the fee and will always pay the lesser amount of the two, quelling concerns about the potential for tracking and abuse.
yeah, even though like they're already plainly putting it out there that like they're more than willing to change the deal again later on down the line.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's absolutely no way that they're not going that their plan isn't to try to get as many people back in as they can and then lull them back into a false sense of security so that they can just pull the rug out from under them once more. And
Yeah.
next time they won't be able to do as much about it.
It does say that Unity said that no game with less than $1 million in revenue for the preceding 12 months will pay the fee. So I guess if you
Don't worry, we
make
won't
money.
bully our smallest developers.
Yeah, not
Are we
at the
supposed to
moment.
say good?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't like this at all. Like,
No.
I don't know what's wrong with their current system. It's
Doesn't
not
make
They're
enough
like,
not
money.
making enough money.
but are they profitable?
Sure, if
think
they
so.
cut their staff in half.
They're
Well,
probably already profitable. It's just that they're a publicly traded company now, so they have to make more money every year or they're failing
that's true.
because that's the nature of modern American capitalism.
I hate capitalism. I hate it so much. I hate the idea that not only do you have to make money, you have to make more money. And then if you're not making more and more money and screwing over your customers as much as possible, then the shareholders can sue you for not making enough money.
You're not doing everything you possibly can to make the shareholders more money every year. And so
Yeah.
therefore you're doing it wrong and in fact are breaking the law because of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's gross. It's very, very gross. And I'm
All of
not a
this
fan of it.
dumb shit started happening when Unity became a publicly traded company. Pre-IPO, they were fine, even with it, because I don't even think it was necessarily John Riccitiello that caused it. It was just that he made it a publicly traded company, and then that was like his it was like his green light to fucking go ahead, just fucking start shitting on everything.
Yeah. And it's upsetting. So, but what else? What other engines are there to use that aren't shitty? Like, I'm not sure how Unreal works with their pricing model.
I
But
think
what?
Godot is the popular one that people are flocking to now. I might be wrong about that, but I believe so.
It's a
Godot is the
Godot. Yeah.
Godot.
Godot.
I'm sorry.
A lot of people call it Godot. I did up until like last year. But Godot is like the one that everyone is trying to push people towards because it's free and open source. So like
For
this,
now.
well, the project lead actually pointed out that like there are so many reasons why it would make no sense for them to change their licensing model, and how even if they did, someone could just fork the code at that time and there would be nothing that they could do about that. And then the new fork would obviously just become the new norm. Like that's just how it would inevitably go.
Why would you
Uh
willingly make yourself redundant at that point?
Yeah.
right. Uh so um but Unreal I believe charges 5%, and that's just their flat fee for anything that makes over a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
And that can be slightly more expensive. Uh, Obviously, like the more money that you make, the more that you are paying back. But my argument to that would be at least you know how much you're going to be paying.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Unreal has never just suddenly decided that they're going to change everything about their royalty structure, and they're going to enforce it in 3 months, and there's nothing you can do about it. Fuck you.
and I know
Like,
that there are some benefits too with Unreal, like if you release it on Epic
well, yeah,
Games.
you have the Epic Store and all that good shit.
Well,
But
yeah, you
we're
have the Epic Store, but I know that like if you release your game on Epic Store with Unreal, then you get like you either don't pay the fee for a year or something like that, or
you don't
you get a
pay
discount.
you don't pay any fees, any licensing fees for the Unreal Engine for all sales that go through the Unreal Store or the Epic Store.
I mean, I know that we all have qualms with the Epic Store, but for a
It's their way
developer,
of yeah,
I could totally see them doing that.
yeah, that's why developers are releasing on the Epic Store like at all.
Yeah.
Like that's why so many games are exclusive to the Epic Store for a year, is because Epic is willing to just kind of throw money at you if you're a big name and you want money. That's why Borderlands 3 was exclusive to Epic for like a year. That's why the fucking Dead Island 2 is exclusive to Epic still.
Yep.
Like that's what it's all about.
Money,
But
money, money.
that there are a few other smaller game engines that I can't really think of the name of,
Scratch.
but that's not a game engine.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I mean, I guess it could be, but by that argument, like PowerPoint is a game engine if you really want to try.
Well, and then
But
there was what was it? Is CryEngine still a thing?
CryEngine is still a thing. I don't think anyone uses it besides Crytek now, but it is a thing that exists.
And then there's Lumberyard, but from Amazon.
Yep, which is just Amazon's version of CryEngine.
That's correct. Yes.
And the only person or the only people that use it are space
Star Citizen.
frontier. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Privateer 7.
Privateer 7.
I don't know. I think
I
there
don't
were
know why
two Privateer games.
I'm not that old.
Yes, you are. You would have been a baby, but you were alive when it released, I think.
Maybe.
Mid 90s, something like that.
Yeah, it would have been like
Yeah, something like
two or
that.
three.
Anyway, don't use Unity. Is that what we're saying? If you're gonna develop
Yeah,
games,
that's what
I
I would
think,
say.
yeah, at that point, fool me once and fool me twice. You'd be a fool to get comfortable with them because I can't not see them just doing this again in 6 months.
yeah.
They
But
they've definitely eroded all goodwill.
right, and I'm not a fan of what they've done, and obviously, as you pointed out, them going public, they're just gonna have to try to find more ways to make money. Even if they're making a profit, they're gonna have to find more ways to make money. I remember when I worked my first IT job, we had a meeting where I was a profitable company. They were making a lot of money, but they're like, hey, we want to raise sales by 4% this year, and we want every department to cut their budget by a certain percentage, and find a way to streamline things and make it so that we're not costing the company as much money per department. And so I'm walking back to my office with my manager, and I'm like, how are we going to cut our budget? Like, we're already, there's only two of us here, and we're IT. And my boss was like, let me shut down the servers for an hour and see how much they care about our budget. Like, okay. So we didn't cut our budget at all. But anyway, we're going to move on to our next story. Shuffling the things around just a little bit than what they are on the outline, but it just makes a little bit more sense to me. Another company doing something bad, Amazon. Any of you guys have Amazon Prime?
I do.
Anybody hate yourself and actually use the Amazon Prime Watcher or video thingy that they have? Yeah,
I did
Prime Video,
like
right?
twice years ago.
I've watched a couple shows from there. The Tick and The Boys. Oh, and Invincible. They're really good for like those not Marvel DC superhero shows are pretty good on there. But
Sure.
one of the problems is apparently they're not making enough money off of it. So what they want to do is they want to start putting ads in the thing that you already pay for. So you pay, it's included with your Amazon Prime, the Prime Video, and they are now making it so that you have ads, or you have to pay an additional, I think it's $3 a month. $2.99 per month to get rid of the ads.
That's insane.
So you're already paying, what is it, $120 a year now? 140?
I think so, yeah.
And then they want you to pay an additional $36 a year just to not have ads in the videos. And not all the videos on Amazon Prime Video are free. So I assume this only accounts towards the free ones, which are like the shows that I talked about, like The Boys and The Tick. But then if you're going to watch something else or if you're going to watch one of those videos, those are going to have ads in it. I assume anything you rent is not going to have ads, which would be, honestly, that would be perfect. That would be beautiful. If you're like, okay, I rented this movie for $5. Oh, there's an ad.
I mean, you remember how like VHS tapes and DVDs would have ads?
At the beginning.
Yeah.
They would have them at
So
the beginning. And I remember being very annoyed one of the first times I watched a DVD that had unskippable ads.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh man, those made me so mad. Because you at least with, a VHS, you could just fast forward through it. But with the DVDs, you like tried to skip, is like, nope, can't skip this 30-second ad. And I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Why would they do this? Apparently Amazon, again, isn't making enough money, which is silly. It does say, yeah, it's $140 a year now for Prime, by the way.
Yeah, I would be really happy to just like reduce my Amazon Prime cost to like $100 a year and
Yeah.
just not give me Prime Video.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I never
'cause
use it.
I don't give a shit.
I mean, those things that I've, said that I have watched, I could live without them. Or, not watch them on Amazon Prime. Find them somewhere else to watch it. That's totally legal, and I can totally watch it elsewhere legally. But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Amazon in general, but it does make things really convenient. And we've spoken before where I've said, man, I wish I could get rid of Amazon, but what am I going to replace it with? Walmart? Like another
Yeah.
giant evil corporate, like all the giant evil corporations just like overlapping with one another.
That's what I keep saying. Like, there's, I yeah, I know that like realistically, I could like go to a local hardware store for those things and go to a grocery store for certain things and like all that. But it's like at the end of the day, how much of a difference does that really make? Like a mom and
I
pop shop ain't gonna be stocking fucking toilet paper, and they definitely ain't gonna be stocking uh fucking wire crimpers and shit, or like extra cables for me to put into my microwave so that I could plug it into the wall again.
To be fair, you do have a micro center within driving range.
Yeah, if I want to drive like 45 minutes to get to the micro center.
And you probably have a Costco nearby.
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Nope. The
My
closest
Costco.
thing I have to a Costco is a Sam's Club.
Oh, and they're just Walmart.
And this is Walmart.
I have
Also,
a Costco.
Costco's a big fucking company too. Like it ain't like it's a fucking mom and pop shop.
That's true, but at least Costco is less
But
bad.
it's right, and that just comes back to the like. I guess Walmart isn't as bad as Amazon, right? Like, at least they pay their employees $15 an hour.
And Costco, and that's one thing I have to say about Costco is, from all of the reports that I've heard, they pay their people pretty well. Like for what they're doing, they get paid pretty well.
Well, they
Anyway.
damn well better with the fucking membership bullshit that they do.
Oh yeah, that is awful. But yeah, my Costco's like an hour away, and I've never got a card to go there just because I know I'm not going to shop enough to drive an hour and then buy like what, a month worth of TV dinners.
Yeah, the closest Costco to me, I think, is a 2.5, 3 hour drive.
Yeah. And here's another thing. Like I have a hardware store close by called Ace Hardware. I'm sure you guys have it.
Yeah,
And
that's the only one that I have that's like not Home Depot or Lowe's.
everything is like double the price there. And I go there and it's like, okay, I can either buy this or I can buy the same one on Amazon for half the price. I have used Ace Hardware a couple of times to get some screws and to hook up my dryer, but other than that, I don't really have anywhere else to go other than like Walmart or something like that. And Ace Hardware, I'm sure, is a giant corporation too, because you guys have them all the way over in Illinois. It's not like they're a little mom and pop shop. Anyway,
The only thing you could say about them is that at least they're a franchise, so they're like it's like
locally
you're
owned.
locally owned, yeah.
yeah.
But you can say the same
they're-
thing about like most McDonald's are locally owned.
right. Yeah, like at the end of the day, it's still all feeding back up into some fucking asshole that makes way too fucking much money for what he does.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about another corporation, but this time it's just about leaks. Apparently, there was a lot of leaked documents, and I have two stories here that overlap with the same subject. And this is from Destructoid. Microsoft FTC documents leaked Bethesda's future game lineup, and it includes a Fallout 3 remaster. Are you excited about that, Connor?
No, that's the worst Fallout game.
No, it is not.
It's a fine game. It's
It
just
is-
an
no.
awful Fallout game.
No, Nathan's gonna pull out the like tactics one or some shit.
Brotherhood of Steel for the original Xbox, baby.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna do one of the ones that no one gives a shit about.
I hope you feel good about yourself.
If you want to say
I have obscure trivia knowledge. Look at me.
it's not obscure trivia knowledge. Everybody knows.
Oh.
Now, if you wanted to say it is the worst mainline Fallout game, I might give you that, but I would still say that I think 4 is worse.
Who is this for, Nathan?
I'm-
I don't know.
You're the one who
okay.
brought it. You're the one who brought it up, saying that it was the worst.
I sometimes say correct things.
No, you
Fallout
do
4
not.
is fine.
Eh, I really hated the um, base building aspect,
It's one of the best parts.
which my girlfriend loves, by the way. She's like, "Oh, I love building the bases," and I'm like, "I hate it. I hate it
I've
so much."
I've considered installing that on my Steam Deck just so I could like turn on God mode and build some bases when I'm bored.
You know they have Minecraft for that.
They do, yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't thought about that yet. I haven't played Minecraft in a bit neither.
yeah. So
Minecraft is way more satisfying if that's what you're looking for. I'm just
Right, yeah,
saying.
yeah.
it is. It really is.
Tune in next week when I have 72 hours straight in Factorio.
Oh God.
In what may be one of the most notable bombshells of the year, documents from the U.S. Federal Trade Commission's case with Microsoft seem to have leaked ZeniMax Media's upcoming game release schedule. Notable examples include Fallout 3 Remastered, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster, and Dishonored 3. Are you going to say Oblivion's the worst Elder Scrolls game?
I could.
I, I, I mean, the first couple Elder Scrolls games weren't amazing.
Actually, I think Arena is the worst one.
Yeah.
No, I think the Elder Scrolls Adventures is the worst because it's not even a real Elder Scrolls game.
Obviously, Blades is the worst one because it's a shitty mobile game.
That's
That's true.
that's
Actually, yeah.
that's the real correct answer.
Yeah. That we can agree on. So there's going to be apparently was there an Indiana Jones game released?
Not that I recall, but I do remember raising an eyebrow when I saw that in the news story. It
Yeah.
seemed like it kind of came out of left field.
Well, this is also obviously an old timeline because they show that in 2022 it's going to be an Indiana Jones game, an Oblivion remaster, which we haven't gotten, and then Starfield DLC. And Starfield just released a few days ago, or a couple weeks
Also,
ago.
like that could have even no shit. There's gonna be Starfield DLC. Like it's not even news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was a Doom game that was supposed to be released this year called Doom Year Zero and DLC. Something called Project Platinum and another thing called Project Kestrel. Do you know anything about these games?
I imagine it's going to be Starfield 76.
Maybe.
They're probably code names for games that just didn't happen.
Probably. And then another thing is that in 2024 they were supposed to release Elder Scrolls 6. However, I'm going to say that's not getting released next year.
Yeah, no.
I think they pretty much confirmed that they're not going to.
I want to say it was either part of this leak or maybe the other one or maybe something else, but somebody had said that Elder Scrolls 6 didn't even start development until Starfield was already on its way out the door.
That's what I figured. Like they do take a long time to make their games. And from what I've seen, it's usually they just have everybody working on one game until that game is released. Like they don't have multiple teams typically working on different like a Fallout game and an Elder Scrolls game at the same time.
Right.
There's another studio that does Elder Scrolls Online as well, right?
Oh yeah, that's a completely separate company basically.
Um
Like the Bethesda people, they basically act as like lore correspondents, and that's pretty much it.
yeah. So I'm thinking that once Starfield was probably gold or mastered or whatever, like they actually had it made, they probably then shifted a bunch of people to at least pre-planning for Elder Scrolls 6. And everybody else just finished up the Starfield, or they moved most of the team over and then had a smaller team just wrapping up Starfield while the other team started working on Elder Scrolls 6. But again, it's going to take probably 4 or 5 years before they actually release the game, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, every bit of that.
Anyway, so that's it. That's Bethesda. I would like Fallout 3. I think Fallout 3 would be fun to have as a remaster. Same thing with Oblivion. I know that
I
Connor would like Morrowind to be remastered.
I sure would.
I think it will be nice to have it in a newer version of the creation engine that's presumably, because I doubt that Fallout 3 is 64-bit native, right? So like,
No, no way.
yeah,
Maybe?
so I bet it came out before Skyrim, right?
Oh,
Correct.
yes.
Yeah.
Well
It's
before
so been.
Skyrim.
Oh yeah, because Skyrim was like 2011. So yeah, it definitely was pre 64-bit being a thing for everyone.
Oh,
Uh
hey. Hey,
so
my
putting
my
it
website's back up.
I was going to say in between the two that you should check and see if it works. Um but it would be nice to have it in a 64-bit version of the creation engine purely for modding purposes, because it's going to give it access to way more memory and presumably it'll be more stable at that point. That's really the only thing.
I mean, obviously, it's better graphics and
Yeah, it'll
all
look
that
nicer,
jazz. But,
but it doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's better than Fallout 4.
oh,
That's
look.
all I can really say for it.
Oh, look. We have 3 more shades of brown. It's
Woo!
fantastic.
Huh? Oh. I thought you were talking about my website. I was like, I didn't change the website. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's it. Yep, you just made it brown. That's
Just
what broke it.
scared me for a second.
So, they also had some leaks of new Xbox designs. Apparently, it says they expect Microsoft. This is from over overclock3d.net. Expect Microsoft's next generation Xbox to use AMD's Zen 6 CPU cores and RDNA 5 graphics. Jesus, it's going to be a very powerful console. It says, thanks to the release of the unredacted U.S. court documents, Microsoft plans for the next generation Xbox console have been revealed. Currently, Microsoft is planning to release their next generation console in 2028. When did they release Xbox Series X? In 2020? Yeah, so 8-year life cycle.
I'm getting too old. I can't keep these timelines
It has
together anymore.
a picture here. It shows 2020.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Microsoft next generation hardware plans and Microsoft plans for Xbox Series X refresh. So when is the refresh? These refresh console designs are due to launch next year with more storage, faster networking, and a reduced power draw. That's neat.
Yeah.
Better networking.
Actually, this article is missing some of the stuff that I saw in another article.
Oh, what's that?
So it had more specific details on like like what kind of power draw you're looking at. I think they were saying something like 20% of it is like the next series S and X will draw like 20% of the power that the current versions do.
Well, that's
Um
good.
and
It's
but
nice that it'll draw 20% less than the 0 that mine are currently drawing because I haven't launched them in like over a year.
yeah. Um I I think that there were two really interesting things with all of this. One being that they also mentioned new controller that, if I remember right, had like gyro functionality.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me. Uh, see if we can find the new. Of course, this is what I get for using DuckDuckGo. Here we go.
You gotta use
Yeah,
Bing, man. Bing.
it is Bing. DuckDuckGo is just Bing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it literally is. Uh, so it's the new Xbox controller has a built-in rechargeable battery, but you can still swap it. It just comes rechargeable.
Oh, good.
It's
Oh my
it's
god.
designed to be disassembled, so that you can repair it and replace the thumbsticks easily. Uh, like actually really cool that they took that into consideration. Um, it's going to have a new version of Microsoft's own proprietary wireless connection, but it will still support Bluetooth, and it will also support Wi-Fi direct connection so that you can do direct to cloud playing. Because as this article mentions, uh, in their little key strategic decisions and investments thing
Yeah.
on the PowerPoint slide, they're going to have they want to have some kind of thin OS.
I saw that.
Uh,
I was wondering what that was because it says thin OS, says lacking thin OS for under 190, or I'm sorry, under $99 consumer or handheld devices.
yeah, they want to have something that's cloud focused. Something to compete with Sony's recent thing of having essentially a tablet with two halves of a DualShock controller glued to each side.
I want
Uh,
to. I think I could make one of those. I just need a hot glue gun and a couple
it
PlayStation controllers.
They wanted to synchronize with a mobile app so that you can essentially like use the mobile app to instantly swap it between connections so that you don't have to sit there and pair it with each device every time you want to change what you have it connected to, which I think is cool enough. Like I get that would be pretty difficult to implement through just button presses. There's going to be improved haptic feedback. They don't specify exactly what that means, but the fact that it also says VCA haptics double S speakers makes me think it's going to be something akin to like the Steam controller, and probably like what the uh, dual or not the dual the Nintendo things. What are
Joy
the
Cons.
Joy-Cons?
Joy-Cons.
It'll be like what the Joy-Cons have, where they use linear actuators for vibration.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know they do that with the current Xbox controllers, right? On the triggers at least, like when you're playing like Forza or something and you are pressing the accelerator and it like has a little bit of force back.
oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. So
So I wonder if they could implement that into like the
they
sticks
have it
themselves.
they have it pointed at like the handle. Because I guess I should give you.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny that this is on MSN of all
Oh, nice.
places.
I told you to
uh,
use Bing.
but it kind of looks like the handle portions on either side look kind of PS5 controller or yeah, PS5 PS4 controller.
Yeah.
Like the bottom dingly doos are kind of long, which is odd. But since it's pointing at that, I'm wondering if they're replacing the big chunky vibration motors with those, probably to make the controller lighter and also make the battery last longer. So same ergonomics as Merlin, which I guess is the current thing. Same layout and activation forces, so the buttons are going to feel exactly the same. Whatever SE, LE, XDL options, I guess that's like you can still get a pro controller, whatever the hell,
Yeah.
if you want to pay $200 for a fucking controller.
I have a pro controller I paid like $90 for.
That's I mean, I want to say that's too fucking much money, but controllers are $70 now, so
I know, right? And honestly, it's great, but I never use the little paddles in the back. And my complaint before I'm sorry, I know I interrupted you, but I want to rant about this, is that you on the computer, you can only map them to be Xbox controller buttons. So you
well, yeah,
can't you
that's
can't
X input for you.
yeah, you can't map them to be anything else, which is what I wanted was like, okay, maybe I can have at least like 4 other buttons mapped to like a keyboard shortcut. And no, you can't do that.
Yeah, you might you might see if there's like
I'm
some third
sure there
party
is.
app.
I'm
Like
sure
there's got
there
to be
is.
something like that, but that's I've complained about that with X input for years. Like there's a reason that they still have to support direct input for Microsoft Flight Simulator, because X input sucks, and if you want to use HOTAS, you have to use direct input because it lets you use, I think I think it maxes out at like 128 different inputs,
I think
which
that's okay.
is absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait until I get my Steel Battalion controller. Next time I go visit Aroa, and then he doesn't have a Steel Battalion controller anymore. It's like, hey,
Oh,
where did this go?
I'm always gonna have that fucking controller.
No, I'm stealing it from you.
I have cameras everywhere, motherfucker.
Fine, you're gonna be seeing me take it out of your house.
I know where you live. You sent me packages.
You're like, Katie, we never take out the garbage. But anyway, so new controller, new anything else about this new controller that you want to talk about?
I don't think there's anything else on this page. I guess I made up that it had gyro. I was hoping it had gyro because that really seems like a sensible thing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem. It says that accelerometer.
Oh, does it say accelerometer?
Yeah, bottom left. It says feel the game.
Ah,
Yep.
yep. So that probably means gyro then, I hope.
Something.
Because really, like, I like the Xbox controller quite a bit. But like it needs just that little bit more. And
I'm gonna create a game for the Xbox Marketplace. That is, how high can you throw your controller? just get them more new controllers, but
wasn't there something? There was a mobile game that was like that, wasn't there?
there was a game, and the guy hated smartphones. The guy who created it hated smartphones, and so what he did was he created a game that would break as many smartphones as he could. So it was like, how high can you toss your phone? And his goal was to just see how many people broke their phones, and they ended up having to take it off all the app stores. Yeah.
But I think this seems like a really, really good option for if you want kind of the best of all worlds. Because it does seem like it would be a really good choice for, like, you want a PlayStation controller, but you want it to natively support X input, and you want it to just kind of work with everything. Like
I want a
it
rechargeable battery, man.
it has that,
Yeah, which it does, and that's one of the things, because I have
not just rechargeable, but rechargeable and swappable.
that
Like,
is both. Yeah, best of both worlds. I can talk. I know how words work. I have rechargeable batteries, obviously, like just a bunch of double A's for my current controller, but having a battery pack that I could just plug it in and it would recharge would be great, and not have it be some like third-party jank.
You know what would be the best though? Is a new Steam controller with dual analog. That they just take the Steam Deck and rip the all the computer parts out of it and the screen.
That would
Like,
be good.
But I've been playing Voices of the Void with my Steam controller sometimes whenever my cat won't get off me. And like, man, it works so fucking well.
It does.
But need right analog stick, please.
Yeah, you need analog sticks. But going back, we also have leaks of some of the internals. So it said it was going to be.
Oh yeah, I never said the other thing.
Okay.
Because yeah, you have all the shit that like everyone expects. You've got a ARM coprocessor.
Yeah, you got new CPU, you got new GPU.
Yeah, like,
blah, blah, blah.
whatever. But then dedicated machine learning shit.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
It does say machine learning based super resolution.
Yeah, which, like, whatever. Like that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about they have an NPU, neural processing unit, balancing the desire for flexible programmable machine learning silicon versus high performance silicon for targeted workloads. So, like, presumably that means that they want to maybe be able to leverage that for other things. I hope.
It's just going to be a computer, isn't it?
I'm hoping because like now games are finally optimizing for having an SSD because the consoles have SSDs finally. So like now that's why you're seeing in a lot of games where you have to go into the options and turn on hard drive mode to have the game account for you having a stupid slow hard drive. Um, so like I'm hoping that with this, like maybe, you give it a few years, we're gonna have the built-in AI co-processors and everything doing like cool shit with AI within a game, so that we can do like I don't know, you can do like Chat GPT inside of your game
Well, yeah,
without connecting to the cloud.
I know that they are working on games with that, and it's a little wonky. Like they have
It's not ready.
no, but it would be nice to have at least something like that, like where not everything is going to be handcrafted just for like NPC dialogue, right? You don't
I,
necessarily need that.
I hope that maybe we can figure out a way to make neural networks enhance stuff like pathfinding
That'd be
and
great.
and stuff like that. Like so that we don't have AI that does like what Bethesda AI does, where if it can't find a way to get to you, then it just returns to the origin point of the map.
Or teleports. A lot of times they'll teleport.
Yeah, well, other games will do that. Yeah, but, at least in Skyrim, that was like one of my main strategies was just like hop up on a tree trunk or something, and then the bear will just run back to point 0, 0, and
And then try
then
again, or
then you jump down after you've healed, and then you hit the bear a couple times, and then you jump back on, and then he runs away.
oh yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah,
And then there was other games. I remember playing like Final Fantasy 11, and they would just chase you to the ends of the earth, or at least the end of that zone.
Unfortunately, I do think this article and you are probably right that they're just gonna use it as a way of doing
Yeah,
like
dialogue.
not no I was thinking DLSS, like they're just gonna use it for Microsoft brand DLSS.
Well, that's what it says here. It says graphics innovation. You got next gen DirectX ray tracing, dynamic global illumination. I I don't know exactly what dynamic global illumination means. I think that's just sun rays, I would imagine. Like something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
I guess so.
Micro polygon rendering optimizations. I guess. Cool.
Is that what the
Cool.
sandwiches in Starfield are?
Yes. Micro polygon. Yeah. You got machine learning based super resolution and extensibility model for faster iteration and innovation.
Yeah, all right. So
Yeah.
they can do driver updates. Got it.
Got
Okay.
it. Yeah. And then they also have nothing really. It says Ford compatibility.
No shit.
We are gonna play all of the new games released for this particular console. What?
I would fucking hope so.
Not backward compatibility, forward compatibility.
It'll play anything released up on this point and prior. New games? I don't fucking know.
Maybe, I don't know, whatever. And then they also said that they're gonna have a little bit more like a faster networking, they say. So I wonder if they're gonna put like
It'll be
probably
10 gigabit.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably 10 gigabit. They wouldn't do 2.5 gigabit in 2028, I would imagine. 2.5 gig is, I don't know. That's what I'm trying. I'm thinking about upgrading some of my stuff to 2.5G, but I don't know. Do I really need it?
No, there's no point.
No. No, probably not. You're right. I just upgraded to 32 terabytes for my other server, so I should probably stop.
You're probably not even maxing out that bandwidth.
I am. When I transfer stuff over, I am.
Well, sure, but like, I'm saying,
But
you don't
90% of the time, no.
Yeah, and you don't need everything in the house to be wired up for that. And like,
No, what I was thinking about doing was I have a switch. I have my router or my modem, and then I have a switch that hooks up both of my
yeah,
computers. And I was thinking
I'm
about
saying
just getting a
you don't need to.
2.5 gig switch there.
Well, I guess it depends on how many things you're gonna have running into it. I already have
It's
3
like,
switches,
yeah, I only have
so
one.
like that. I've got I've got 3. I need to replace it with like an industrial grade switch, but that's for later.
That's for later in your life.
That's
Anyway,
whenever I get a rack.
hopefully more leaks are coming. I like talking about leaks.
It
It's
is pretty
fun.
funny, like pretty funny that like Microsoft they want Activision so bad that they're just willing to put everything out there.
And they got it. I mean, it's not a story that we were going to mention, but I think the UK bowed and they said, "Okay, we'll approve it."
Yeah, they were cool once Microsoft was like, yeah, whatever, Ubisoft can sell our games. I don't fucking care. Give me Activision.
Give me Activision. Give me that Call of Duty money, baby.
Yeah.
We want that Call of Duty on Xbox because now there are people who are going to buy Game Pass for Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh
is,
yeah.
and that's what they wanted. They want that those people that buy Call of Duty every year for whatever reason, they want them to pay monthly for Game Pass. And there are people who are going to do that. I don't know what other games Activision has, but that's what they wanted.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater? That's kind of the only one I could actually think of.
World of Warcraft, technically.
Technically. That's the
Hearthstone.
worst technically I've ever heard on this podcast.
Hearthstone, Saints Row?
No,
Oh no.
that's Deep Silver.
Um Didn't they make they made a GTA like game, didn't Activision at one point? Sure they did.
No, I don't
Uh,
know. Maybe.
Deadpool? The Deadpool
There
game?
was
All right, so I googled it. Are you guys ready for the list?
Yes, please.
It is Call of Duty, 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 Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Call of Duty Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Tony Hawk's, Call of Duty, called not the Tony Hawk's. You get the point. That's a whole lot of Call of Duty.
And you will be able
Yeah.
to play every one on Game Pass here soon. So yeah, hopefully more leaks come out from this. We got leaks
What the
from
fuck is Crash Team Rumble?
It's Crash Team Racing 2.
It's not good.
You mean like 4?
It's like they saw Mario Kart and they saw Sonic
no.
All-Stars Racing.
No, it's
And they
not.
tried
It's no, this is like
Is it a party game?
Crash definitely has a go-kart style game.
no,
I
yeah,
know.
you're thinking of Crash Team Racing. This is Crash Team Rumble. Two
Oh,
pits
I'm
of
sorry.
teams play against each other as they stockpile Wumpa fruit while impeding the opposing team's efforts.
Oh, so
I think
it's Mario Party.
I thought that at
And
first, but it's not.
It's Fat
No,
Princess.
It's like
It's
it's like
four-player
that.
Fat Princess.
It's like that one mini game in Fall Guys, but that's the whole game.
Oh. Oh,
It's
good.
like it's like trying to kind of be Rocket League, but if it was played like Power Stone.
I liked Fall Guys for like a week. It was all right. And somehow who bought it? Did Epic buy it? Somebody bought
Yes.
Fall Guys.
Yeah, because you can't get it on Steam anymore.
Yeah. Same thing with Rocket League, which is sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. Hopefully, so we got leaks from Microsoft. Hopefully, we also get leaks from Sony because they also had to put
Oh.
stuff in Discovery, and that
This
would be
looks
fun
like
too.
Shit.
So thank you for being here. We will be back next week. Hopefully, my voice will be a little bit better. Thank you for being here, Connor,
I was here.
and thank you for being here, Aroa.
I think this is a MOBA.
Oh no.
They made a MOBA in 2023.
Oh
yeah, well.
no.
They're a little behind the times. Thank you for being here. Goodbye.
Goodbye.